Carrie, and this is Jasmine.
Hey guys!
And we got together after 4 months because of the corona situation.
It was a long time.
Yeah, it was a long time. But anyway, we got together to catch up at the interesting cafe. It's a magic cafe slash bar called Spread One.
2人のカードがダイヤの8とスペードの10やったんですよね。
そう。おー。ほうほうほうほう。
以上2人のカードの10ですね。これがさっき選んでもらったカードで間違いないか。
And we're gonna make a video there, but then it's a bar, so it's kind of dark inside. So we switched places and we are visiting another cafe.
Yeah.
The inside is packed, so we're sitting outside. It's a little bit spitting, but we're gonna make it. Alright, so today we are going to be answering your questions about JLPT. You know what? I don't know anything about JLPT, so can you explain briefly what it is?
So JLPT is a language proficiency test to basically test how well you know the Japanese language. And there's different levels. I think the lowest is N5. And the highest is N1, which I got that 9 or 10 years ago, and it's actually really helped me out getting a job in Japan.
Alright, so let's get started with the first question.
Okay, so I see I passed JLPT 4 back a while ago, but is it much of a jump to level 1? Yes. Just to give you an idea, level 4 or N4 is like reading a kid's book in Japanese, and then level 1 is reading a newspaper in Japanese. So that's how much of a difference it has.
Alright, next question.
Next question, what kind of study methods did I use? I did a lot of mock tests, and I wanted to get the N1 level, so I needed to study a lot of kanji, like kanji. You have to know your kanji for level 1.
Do you have to be able to write the kanji?
No, because there's no writing component. Back when I took the test, there was also an oral component to the test, but I guess they don't have that anymore.
Yay.
Yeah,
That's a good thing.
They're basically all multiple choices, and so like a level 1 kanji would be like, it's not just reading the kanji, but you have to know what other kanji, like an alternative kanji to what the question is asking. So level 1, I really recommend studying for kanji. Next question says, I'm thinking of coming to Japan and working as an English teacher. Do I need to give a JLPT exam? Yes, I think a lot of companies will want to know how much Japanese you know, and JLPT is a good indicator of that. If a company asks for example, like a business level Japanese, I think that's equivalent to an N2 level.
Okay.
And if they are wanting someone who can speak English, not English, sorry, Japanese fluently, that's N1 level. But I think if you have an N2, you're pretty good.
So if you want to come to Japan to work, that means it's better to get N2 before coming to Japan, maybe?
Yeah. Because I know a lot of friends that I have studying JLPT, they've studied about a year to get the N2, but they couldn't speak Japanese in the first place. Next question. Should I focus more on passing JLPT or on practical knowledge, like daily conversation? If you want to work in Japan, like I said, a lot of companies will ask for a certain level of Japanese, so like JLPT would be a good indicator of that. And it's really hard to tell companies how much you can speak Japanese.
True.
Yeah, so like on your resume, if you have N1 or N2, they'll be like, okay, interview please, but if you don't have that and just say I can speak fluent Japanese,
Then how much?
yeah. There's a simple question. If you pass N1, are you considered fluent? Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. Because like if you're speaking of TOEIC, even if you get like over 900 points or
Yeah.
like full mark, it doesn't mean that you can speak fluently. Because there's no like writing or like speaking tests involved. I mean, there are different like separate tests, but not so many people actually take those tests.
Yeah, that's a really tough question, but the good thing about the JLPT test is there's different aspects to it. You have like reading component, lots of phrasing of the words, kanji. You need to know how to read kanji. The listening is pretty good because basically the listening test is actually listening to news, like a news topic. And then you have to look at a pie chart or a bar graph and answer multiple choice questions. So I think they cover like a huge variety of Japanese topics. So if you understand all of that, I think you can speak quite well and carry a conversation with someone.
I feel like I don't know about the English, but like Japanese speaking, it's a lot easier than writing and reading.
Yeah, true.
Right?
Yeah.
Because like in English, like you have like many different tenses and like it's just like so hard to speak. But like reading is not that difficult.
Yeah.
Once you can speak, but like Japanese could be opposite. Like if you start speaking first, and like I always tell other like foreigners who want to study Japanese that start with like hiragana, katakana.
Yeah.
Like learn how to read and write before you start speaking, because like speaking is so easy.
Yeah, and you can pick it up easy.
Yeah.
Next question, did you find N1 to be any more useful than just having N2? I tried for the N1. I never tried for the N2, but I know a lot of businesses look for at least an N2 level. So having that, you're good enough. That's good enough to work somewhere. But obviously, like N1 is considered a fluent speaker, so having N1 is better.
Like N1 is very hard to get, so then it's better to get N2 rather than having nothing.
Correct. Yeah. Was it worth it? Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, like when I came to Japan and started applying for jobs, the first thing my boss said to me is, "Oh, you have N1. Okay, hired." So it's so much easier to get a job if you have this certificate.
Have you ever met any other people who had N1?
N1, my sister.
Your sister?
But anyone working like around me, no. I know a few people who've been studying, but they've been studying for over a year for it. Yeah. But someone who is familiar with the language, like my mom's Japanese, so I spoke Japanese. I studied for maybe about 2 months before the test. Yeah. And I focused mainly on kanji because that was my weak point. And and one more thing, there's a few questions on automatopoeia, and that's a little bit difficult for people who are not familiar with the Japanese language. Yeah, because it's not expressions. It's based on sound.
Right.
Because like it's raining now, but shito shito futteru. Then za za futteru would be pouring rain. Yeah, that's a little bit difficult. And if you are going to take the N1 test, the listening is very fast. So in my case, I took it in Canada, so there's not a lot of chance to listen to Japanese.
Right.
So I went to a Japanese convenience store and rented VHS tapes. Now you know my age, yeah. But yeah, of Japanese shows or TV dramas, and like I kept listening to that and just like get used to how fast people talk, and that really helped out with the listening part of the test for me.
But now probably they can listen to YouTube videos and podcasts, right?
Yeah. Podcasts. Netflix is pretty good because they have subtitles on the bottom. Lots of mock tests. Just get familiar with what they're asking, like how much kanji you need to know, how fast they're gonna speak for the listening part. Yeah, so mock tests are a good way to start.
Alrighty, so I think that's all the questions that we got.
Yep.
Okay, thank you for asking me. questions. And any last words?
I don't know, for any of you who are practicing or studying for the N2, N1, or even N5 exam, good luck. It's really worth having it. So please get that and come to Japan. You can enjoy Japan more.
Great. So thank you, Jasmine, for coming
You're welcome.
and sharing your experience with us. And if you have any other questions about JLPT, JLPT, right? Did I say it right? Okay,
yeah.
JLPT. Leave those questions and comments down below. If you already have taken N2 or N1, maybe other people wants to hear your experience as well. Jasmine's gonna check the comment section as well. Since she doesn't have YouTube video, you should have the YouTube channel. But anyway, if you think that she should have a YouTube channel, just give us a thumbs up. Anyway, alright, so I think the cafe is getting crowded, so I will see you guys again soon. Bye! Hey guys, it's Cherry and this is Jasmine.
Hi.
So we got together and yeah, every time when I say the name, the series like, hey, okay, take two.